Cass County is located in north central Minnesota, and a third of the county is on the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe's reservation.
Reservation and the Leech Lake Band, they're a sovereign nation, so they really do conduct their own affairs, and they have their own form of government. Historically, there has been discrimination. Historically, there has been a segregation of services, but the reality is that with the overlap, we represent the same people. And because we represent and serve the same people, we need to talk to each other, we need to understand each other.
The generation before me and the generation before that, there wasn't a working relationship there. It's often a dispute or a fight or court cases, and court cases is the last place you really want to be if you can figure it out of court.
The county board and the tribal council realized that not getting along was really detrimental to everyone.
And throughout time, maybe names had to change, faces had to change, and we got a good mixture of people who were like, we need to figure this out.
Once that wall came down and we realized that our historic relationship didn't have to define what our children could be left with, that's when we realized we had success in front of us and our best days were on the horizon.
The effort towards a Memorandum of Understanding with Leech Lake started in 2012, and then the agreement itself got signed in 2014. The Memorandum of Understanding is basically a guideline as to how we're going to talk to each other. When items come up that impact both of us, we're going to both talk about it before we make any decisions.
It's not some document that we dust off every year. The MOU is a living, breathing, organic thing, meaning that every time a county official interacts with a tribal official, that MOU is in play.
Another part of the Memorandum of Understanding was there had to be two champions, one from the band and one from the county as the point of contact to stay in constant communication and give each other kind of a heads up as to this is what we think either the county board or the tribal council is going to be talking about, and here's why. Currently, the 2 points of contact are Levi Brown and myself.
Our capital of the reservation is Cass Lake, but the county seat is in Walker. So anytime anybody had to come to the county seat in Walker for any type of services, the drive is over 20 miles away.
Services need to be provided where the need exists. We thought, why don't we just put some workers up there?
The council took that a step farther and said, we have room in our tribal headquarters if your staff is interested in reporting there. So if you live in Cass Lake, you're within walking distance to talk to county staff that is now housed in the tribal headquarters.
The county commissioners and the tribal council try to meet at least once a year. At that meeting, every department head from the county and the department heads from the tribal government give a report. And so we're really trying to be effective in all areas of county government.
We always incorporate a meal, and that meal is important because it shows that common respect.
It's a gesture. It's like a welcoming gesture. Come on, come eat with us.
It's that commonality in our culture that, binds us. It's that common thread.
The areas of improvement that were kind of the fallout of the Memorandum of Understanding was basically increased communication, of course, between staff. Our law enforcement communicates with Leech Lake law enforcement on a daily basis. Some of our laws were not the same as tribal laws, and part of that conversation was when you pull over a band member, depending on what's going on, if it's a simple citation, please send them to tribal court. What that did was it showed respect and that it is different on the reservation.
It's reducing barriers for people trying to fulfill their obligations. The same issue with people having to come to Cass County Courthouse for court hearings or coming to see their probation officer. And so we've started to have court hearings in Cass Lake. It's a digital court hearing, basically, where the judge can be in Walker in front of a TV and they can see the courtroom in Cass Lake.
The way we handle our judicial systems, infrastructure such as bridges, roads, all those I view as successes.
We get asked a lot by our neighbors, how come it works so well in Cass County and it's failed other places? And I think it comes down to respect. That's why the MOU works.
It took leadership on both sides, both governments, to step forward and say, we're going to change the social norms for that next generation. And when you look at what will our kids have to experience when they get older, they will have social norms that are much different than ours because of the MOU.